For a number of years, the industry has, to all appearances, been engaged in a race to get to full autonomy. To their credit, there are some players who say, no, it's not a race. We have to do this right. We have to be safe. And when it's ready, it's ready. But there's plenty of press and rhetoric indicating at least some players are treating this as a race to get their systems deployed. It takes huge resources to succeed, billions or probably tens of billions of dollars to get something like a robotaxi out on the road. The trend in 2020 was to see more original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, teaming with automated driving system, ADS suppliers, to create various alliances to bring this technology to market. The smaller players have failed or teamed or been acquired over time. There are still some small players out there, but I expect over time you're going to see more failures or teams or acquisitions. The fully autonomous type vehicles have pivoted hard towards freight, typically towards middle mile trucks or last mile delivery systems in the last year. For last mile service, the argument is it's low kinetic energy, it's small, it's lightweight, and especially if it operates at low speed and has no passengers, that can relax some of the safety considerations, although pedestrian safety is for sure still a potential issue. The middle mile trucks have a path that makes things a little easier than the general case because they're operating on divided highways that are substantially less chaotic than what you would see in an urban center for a robotaxi type application. We've also recently seen a shift or a maturation of so-called SAE Level 3 vehicles. These are vehicles where the vehicle does all the driving, but the driver still has some responsibilities for some aspects of safety. Some companies, especially when they announce their first Level 3 vehicle, make a design in which the driver has significant safety responsibility. But over time, they generally come to realize that the handover paradigm has some issues. They may say, all right, the human driver has to be ready and we'll give them 10 seconds to take over. But then what they find out is not all humans can regain situational awareness and take over in 10 seconds. That's a big ask. And they also realize there are some situations in which you can't give the driver 10 seconds because things are happening too quickly. What you see over time is initially from a company, Level 3 means the driver has to be able to take over when notified. But over time you see that even if the driver does not take over, the vehicle will do something reasonable like bring itself to an in-lane stop. And I'll call that Level 3 Plus because that goes beyond the requirements of the SAE standard. This means that it's important when somebody says they have a Level 3 vehicle to ask what they really mean by that. In particular, ask what happens when the driver does not honor a takeover request and whether the car still remains safe even if that happens.